What is up, awesome people, and welcome back to another Wi-Fi Wednesday shenanigans! Alrighty guys, so this is going to be the second upload for tonight, but at the same time it is also the second last upload for the ORAS era. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into tonight's Wi-Fi Wednesday second episode. I was supposed to go somewhere, but I totally didn't. Anyways, I'm going to continue on with the last episode with the Ghetsis team, so let's just jump straight into shenanigans and see what went down. Alrighty, so I didn't really give a overall judgment on what this team was, and to be perfectly frank, out of all the theme teams that I've done so far for the doubles format, besides the Karen team, which I'm completely biased against because I'm a huge Dark type fan, the Ghetsis theme team is actually probably the most fun that I've had with a theme team. So anyways, they're going to leave with the Gardevoir and the Pidgeot, which doesn't mega, which is very interesting, with my Koffarigus and my Electros read. One interesting trivia fact with this team is there is a lot of calls I can run with this team. There was one thing I did kind of notice. Besides the Koffarigus call with the Trick Room, there's also the Buffalent and the Hydreigon call, which the Buffalent can launch off Earthquakes, and the obviously Levitate ability on the Hydreigon works really well. There's a few other calls that I found as well with this team. It was, as I said, quite fun to play with. Anyways, I'm going to go for the Volt Switch there as I set up the Trick Room with the Koffarigus, taking out the Pidgeot, which, as I said, I was very confused why that didn't Mega Evolve. Normally, when you see Pidgeot in double battles, it's, let's just say, a Mega Pidgeot 100% of the time. It's really risky running a normal Pidgeot, unless you've got some type of strategy like a Quick Attack Endeavor strategy going on. So the Gardevoir goes for the Hypnosis on my Bishop, putting that to sleep. So this has pretty much nullified my Bishop, unless I can wake up the next turn and cause some major damage, because the Gardevoir is weak to Bishop. Gengar, which is now Mega Gengar, totally didn't see that coming, is also weak to it as well. So I go for the Shadow Ball there on the Gengar, and with no special attack investment, I think I've got very little special attack investment in Koffarigus. That does a hell of a lot of damage there to the Gengar. So another Hypnosis gets fired off there, and it successfully lands, putting both my Pokemon to sleep, which is very annoying. So Mega Gengar is going to OHKO my Koffarigus without any questions being said there, because even with max special defense, I think I was running a careful nature, I think I was. That's still going to wreck the Koffarigus. So I'm still asleep there with the Bishop, unfortunately, so I go for the Dark Pulse, and Gardevoir is the bigger threat there, who's just putting everyone to sleep, so that can say night-night itself. And the Gengar is going to go for the Focus Blast, and I'm like, uh-oh, come on, yes! Wow, that was a really close call there. So I lived that on the nick of my teeth there with 13 health with Hydreigon, so max health definitely helped out there. So I'm still asleep with Bishop, unfortunately, so I'm locked in the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse the Mega Gengar, finally take that thing out. That thing is so scary. It's got so much special attack. It is bulky at the same time. I don't know if Knockoff actually would have killed that with Bishop, which is my main stab move. So Dragon Pulse there is going to take out the Hydreigon. Hydreigon did an excellent job taking out two major Pokemon there. And unfortunately, Trick Room does wear off, but I am on my last two Pokemon, I do believe. The Rayquaza goes for the Overheat there. Definitely was not expecting that. And that is a definite OHKO there on my Bishop because, well, I'm only running attack and HP. I think I'm running a little bit of special defense as well. But up against a Rayquaza, I stand no chance. So I've got the Hidden Power Ice there. That's a 4 times weakness Ray has to that. And I am running Expert Belt as well on the Electros, so that's going to take that out. And with that, that is going to be game. So that was a pretty, as I said, pretty interesting battle there. So with that, we move on to the last battle that I have with the Ghetsis team. Honestly, I did a lot of battles with this team. It either went one-sided or just complete annihilation, or I got the occasional close battle, which is why there's not so many Ghetsis battles. So anyways, they're going to lead with the Weavile and the Thundurus lead here. This is two leads I don't really like seeing all that much. Weavile is a definite deadly lead, and then Thundurus is, well, just Thundurus. It's in its own little tier by itself. Anyways, I'm going to protect there on the Electros because I was thinking I was going to go for the Fake Out on that, but it went for the Low Kick instead. Not too sure what was going through their brain for that one. Normally, Weavile just leads with the Fake Out. So Thunderbolt there on the Koffarigus from the Thundurus, which does decent damage there to that, not enough to kick in my Citrus Berry, and they went Thunder Wave on the Electros, which makes me think it might have been like a misclick or something. Hard to really tell what they're doing. Anyways, going for Flamethrower there, that's going to take out the Weavile. Very thankful that wasn't running a Focus Sash like some of them can run. Must have been holding a life orb, which is what a lot of them do hold. So the next Pokemon is going to be the Bishop, which can be a little pain in the rear side. It's definitely not anything like my Bishop, that's for sure. Mine doesn't run Sucker Punch, which this thing has, so that's going to cause me a lot of grief. I did go Will-O-Wisp there, so that was lucky. Well, kind of lucky on their part, they Sucker Punched my Electros. But it has the Focus Sash, which isn't an uncommon item on the Bishop. They can run Life Orb, Focus Sash, and a few other items as well. I think I've seen one with Weakness Policy as well. So Citrus Berry kicks off there on the Cofagrigus as they go for Thunderbolt on that. Then they're going to swap out the Thundurus and then go into their Gengar. And I'm going to protect on my Electros, which probably was a bad move on my part because I should have just attacked the Bishop. I was probably trying to counter their Sucker Punches there, but that totally didn't work. So the Mummy kicks in, get rid of their Defiant. Doesn't really do too much against that Bishop at all because really it's Defiant's only really helpful when I've got an Intimidate Pokemon on my side, which I don't. Alright, so I'm going to go to Hydreigon. That forces the Gengar to swap out because I don't think Gengar's got anything to hit Hydreigon or it can't do anything to Electros. That's what I'm thinking. So Sucker Punch again there from the Bishop onto my Electros, but I am a bulky Electros, so that's going to do a decent amount. Bring me down to about the low orange there. Flamethrower is going to take out the Bishop finally. As I said, that thing was a little pain in the rear side. If you let that thing just keep Sucker Punching you, you're going to have a really bad day. So Dark Pulse there from the Quiet Choice Specs Hydreigon is going to definitely take out that Thundurus. I was actually quite worried that was a typical Thundurus that had special defense and all the other nasty stuff. So that last Pokemon was Gengar. There wasn't really much they could do there, so they just forfeited the match. And with that, that concludes the Ghetsis part of this video, which now leads us on to the final theme team I have to show off, and that is the Steven team. And that comes with a note saying that this was the hardest theme team to get battles for. I didn't get an awful lot of them because it was just so hard. I got countered in so many ways, and at the same time, there's like major weaknesses all around with this team. Alright, so our first battle we have with Steven is going to be a Kecleon, I nearly said Keldeo for some odd reason, and Smeagol at level 2, so I'm like, oh, good grief. This is probably a Trick Room team that I'm versing, which is good for me, but at the same time, that level 2 Smeagol was going to be big problems because I can't outspeed that, even if I have the slowest Pokemon with the lowest speed. Can't outspeed a level 2 at all. So the Trick Room kicks in there, which is good. They faked out my Claydol, which negated my own Trick Room. I think I might have gone for Trick Room, or I went for Rock Slide. I think that was my move on Claydol. Anyways, I got the leftovers there, which recovers the fake out damage. I go for a Protect here, just thinking, yeah, the Smeagol's going to go for the Dark Void, which is all fine and dandy for me. Could see that a mile away, thankfully. So I can try and stall this out a little bit, protect on the first turn, let Amoldo go to sleep the second turn, and hopefully Amoldo wakes up the second turn, and Claydol wakes up whenever. So Ice Beam is coming the Kecleon's way, but I did protect with the Claydol, so that did miss. So Dark Void off again, won't affect the Amoldo because I'm already fast asleep, but it will hit the Claydol, unfortunately, meaning both my Pokemon are now asleep. This is kind of why I don't like doubles sometimes. Alright, so Ice Beam once again from the Kecleon is going to go through this time because my Claydol is sleeping on the job, brings it down to 48 HP, and yes, my Amoldo wakes up. Best news ever! I love it when that happens, second turn wake up. So Rock Slide is going to take out both the Smeagol and the Kecleon, and I'm pretty sure my Amoldo is holding Muscle Band. Originally it was supposed to be holding Choice Band, but unfortunately I didn't like being locked into a move, because Amoldo is one of those really weird Pokemon where it's stronger when it's got access to every move, whereas opposed to like hitting hard with like Rock Slide or Earthquake, can get countered pretty easily there. Anyways, our last two Pokemon is Snorlax and Metagross, two quite scary Pokemon. So no Mega Revolution there from the Metagross, which is good on my part because that was the one thing I was afraid of. This Metagross could probably slam its way through my entire team. So anyways, I go for the Bullet Punch there, which misses out on the kill on the Claydol, but the Crunch from the Snorlax actually does take out the Claydol. I was like, thankfully I didn't go for the Belly Drum, but at the same time, I probably should have attacked with a Moldo. That's fine and dandy. Alright, so my last Pokemon there, I think it might have been last or my second last Pokemon is Cradilly, which comes in with the Earth Power. Now this one is Assault Vested, and Cradilly with an Assault Vest with all-round EVs is a scary beast, especially if someone wants to use a Water-type move against anyone on my field. Storm Dragon will suck that up and raise its special attack by +1. Obviously, it's a special attacker itself, so even without any special attack investment, this thing hits like a beast. It hits like a beast, and at the same time, Snorlax does go for the belly drum. Finally, I go for the low kick and take that out. You little ripper. Anyways, Rock Slide there from the Metagross is going to hurt the Emoldo quite badly there, taking it nearly down to the red. Cradily takes it like an absolute beast, and Trick Room unfortunately wears off, which means I now have to deal with a Rock Slide from Metagross, which outspeeds both my Pokemon due to hindering speed and 0 IVs in speed as well. Alright, so Earth Power again from the Cradily, and as I said, without any special attack investment, that damage is just absolutely nasty on that Metagross. It's absolutely awesome! Alright, so I'm going to Mega Evolve here on the Aggron. I wasn't too sure if this is carrying like Hammer Arm or something. I have seen a few Metagrosses who run in Trick Room run the Hammer Arm. I personally run one myself. It's an absolute beast in Trick Room, if it's not already beastly without it. Anyways, they go for the explosion, so for ending the battle with a bang, literally. Alright, so it's going to take out the Cradily, and down goes the Metagross, and Aggron's just sitting there like, well, that was a thing. And with that, that is also a game as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the Ghetsis team. As I said, that was an absolute blast to play with, and the Steven team was absolute hell to play, but at the same time, we did have its fun moments. Alright, so obviously the next Wi-Fi battle, Wi-Fi Wednesday episode will be the last for the ORAS era, and we'll be finishing off with the Steven team. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you want to see that, make sure to keep an eye out for that episode as well. That should be out in a couple of hours or an hour from now. I'm not too sure what I'm doing for upload schedule because YouTube's just being extremely weird at the moment. But anyways, until then, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao.